Step 1, go to My Alliant. Step 2, log in. Right? Haha. Log in. Log in. Hold on. Let me get all this on the screen. Log in. So now I have God permission, so I see everything.
On the left side.
My departments.
All Alliant departments.
Good.
And then go to the right side, IRB, Institution and Review.
IRB.
And we are on the screen. Now, on this screen, we have all the information. First, on the top, there's a student and principal investigator guide, the faculty supervisor guide, at a glance guide for students. And then on the IRB forms and information, we have the expedited and full board application, exempt application, which are the two applications that they have a choice to submit. And then if after it's been approved, they need to make amendments, there's an amendment application. And if they, after a year, they will have to renew their application because every protocol expires in a year. So they will have to submit a renewal. But if they want to process any amendments with the renewal, they can do both. You know, they can renew and then amend some parts of it. And then there's this a sample of the expedited protocol the students can make a reference to. And then if during the research process there's an adverse event, they will have to create a report. And then at the end we have the Alliant policies and protection for the protection of the human participants in research, which is the whole explanation of the IRB, the purpose and everything.
The big picture.
And right now, because before the students can submit an IRB, they have to take the NIH certification, which is kind of like an introductory of why the IRB was created.
They have to do this first.
They will have to do the NIH certification requirement, which you will have to go into the link. And it's kind of like a tutorial. And then you'll have to create an account. You know, you will be into the email. You'll have to create a password. So if you have never registered, you will have to register first and create an account. And then once you take the whole course, which is an explanation of why the IRB was created, and then I think there's some questions that you will have to answer. And once you're done with it, it will provide you a certificate. And then that certificate, you will have to upload it onto the system, onto the Streamline system.
Back to these guys.
So that's the whole process of the IRB, you know. And then there's what is on the top. We started with the Streamline. It used to be called Equality, but now it's called Streamline. And the whole thing was that it was an upgraded system. It's the same company, but it was an upgraded system, and which was designed for Alliant. So it's a simple one.
Okay, stop. You want happy people.
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to Streamline.
Okay. So Streamline is a system that is used for the IRB submission. And let me log in with my passwords. Oh, you can log in with your... no, but... it might be better if you log in with your... Because mine is administrative, so I have a lot of information.
Logging in.
Do not include alliant.edu. And then your password.
Sure. Thank you.
So we're in the system. And... here it says on the top, message of the day, please be sure to use new protocol application forms, which are the forms that are provided on the right side of the IRB page.
We've seen already. Got it.
And then all students submitting new applications must include the NIH certification. This is the NIH certification.
That they have to pass the test?
Yes, and then attach it here. So in order to create the system here, you know, to be able to upload everything, you have to go to main menu and then go down to IRB. And then there's a list of all the applications that they have, you know, that they can search later on, or they can review, or they can renew, or, you know, there's a lot of actions here. But in order to first create an IRB protocol, you will have to go into the plus sign, which is also provided on the guide, but I'm just giving you a verbal.
That's fine.
So once you're there, you will have, would it be possible to open the screen a little bit? Yeah, because this will be on this side.
Got it.
So first of all, you will have to type in your name here.
We do that.
which will be last name, comma, first name. And then, let's say we're going to go for there's a selection of the protocol type. It can be an exempt, an expedited, a full board, or it can be a renewal, or it can be a for expedited application, or renewal for a full committee. So in this case, we're going to go for the exempt protocol. So select exempt. And then you will have to go as a principal investigator, who you are the one who's going to be submitting the application. You will click on the magnifying glass.
Wait. Okay. On the magnifying glass?
Uh-huh.
It's in my, yeah, that's in my screen. Wait, let me just move it over a little bit more. Boom.
And then once you go into the magnifying glass, it will ask you for your last, you can just type up your last name. And then go click on the search button.
Let me get it in the field here.
Will take you to the list of all the people who have the same last name. So you will select on return value where your name is.
Wow, that's cool. Look at all the gardeners.
Yeah. And then this will automatically populate the department you are registered in. But if in case it doesn't show up, you will have to go to the magnifying glass and then select the department you work for.
Got it.
Which in this case, although you're included, just go into the search. You don't have to go type anything. Just go
Now
search.
students know what department they'll
Yes.
be in the different. Okay.
So if you go lower, if you go down, all the departments, if you belong to HSOE, all the down, there's psychology.
Wow.
So the only thing you have to do, and if it's, if it's CSPP on research, CSPP on, if you're in admissions, depending on where your department is,
Yeah.
you would just click return value, and that will be designated. But don't do it on
Okay.
yours. Yes.
Yeah. Got it.
So
Wow.
just go all the way down and then,
Because the computer recognized me.
yeah,
right? I don't have to do
all the
this.
way up.
All
Sorry.
the way up. That's okay.
And then just go cancel.
So now the computer knows which number I belong to.
Yeah.
which
So if you go
program.
if you go down, you're there. Department it's H8183, and that's usually recorded by IT department. But sometimes if you're new or your last name change, or if you change your data or your department change, that's the reason it might not show up.
Okay.
But that's rare.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, now that you have your protocol type, you will have to type the title of your protocol. Maybe IRB project. No.
Boom.
Okay. And then, please go down. And then save.
All right, let me stop this real quick.
Okay.
Stop. So did we save it already?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
So,
save.
can you make a little bit this screen a little bit bigger?
Can.
Just yeah.
I go all the way up
Just-
to where it's being recorded.
Okay, all the way up then now. Okay. Now you have, this is the first page of the overview. Okay. So now we're going to study personnel, the next tab. And what that is going to do is to add your faculty. If you are a student, you will have to add your faculty supervisor.
Okay.
And if you are faculty submitting for your application, IRB approval, there's no need to include anyone else.
Okay.
Okay, so in this case, you have Richard Garner, and then if you click on your name, it will populate some, other down. And so you're the principal investigator, and you can, on your affiliation type, you will have to select where are you affiliated. So in this case, you will be, well, in this case, let's select student investigator.
I'm going to be a student.
Okay, and then just save. And then we're gonna add your faculty supervisor, which you will have to go up the screen, and then you will have to again go into the magnifying glass, your Alliant username, and then magnifying glass. The same you included your name. Now you will go into the last name. You can put me as so it'll be Ida IDA, and then search, and then return value, and now.
So that added you to this project.
To the
Okay.
protocol on the list of the study personnel, and then it'll be my protocol role will be co-investigator or faculty,
Ooh.
and then you can add me. Just select add,
Let me get it on
Okay.
screen. Add.
and if you go down the screen, I'll be added. If you can click on my name and then just co-investigator, then select, it'll be it'll be faculty supervisor. And then save.
Easy cheesy.
Yes. And if you need to delete someone afterwards, you can just click on the box in front of the name and then select delete, and then that would, but you don't have to do it now.
So that would
Okay.
change. So
Yeah.
if we, okay,
Let's
got
say,
it, got it.
let's say, oh, I don't want to include this person because they're working on another different project or whatever, changes you want to make. You can remove. And some of them, they might have started as your faculty supervisor, but they might have retired.
Yeah.
And you will need to select another faculty supervisor on the middle of the project because some of the projects will go for 2-3 years. Then you can change your faculty supervisor that way. You can add another faculty and then just remove the record, my record.
Very clear.
Okay, so now you go up the screen and then you're going to go into protocol and notes. So in here on the protocol attachments, you go down, you select the bar, and then there's going to be the document types. You can select what kind of document you want to upload. In this case, like the NIH certification that they have.
Oh,
to
right.
take.
Okay. Yeah.
Or the other choice will be the protocol application.
Oh, right.
And then the other thing will be the revision cover letter, which are the most that it's used. And the revision cover letter is that once you submit a protocol, and we will send it to the reviewer, and the reviewer will give you some feedback. Once they provide you some feedback, you will have to respond to it, and then you will have to write a cover letter responding to the questions or the suggestions that were provided to you. If you want to take those suggestions, or if you think that those suggestions are not applicable to your study because it might change the type of your study, then you can write that everything on the cover letter.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
so
this is a main uploading to the website.
yes.
Okay, got it.
And
got
then,
it.
so if you go here on the exempt, let's go protocol application. And then the description will be, the only reason we have a description is because sometimes it might be an amendment, or it could be a brand new, or it be, anything that the students would like to write on it, they can write the description. So in this case, it can be the first submission. If it's for the records, although it'll be, the dates will be there and everything, so there's no reason to follow up on. And then you can just browse for
Right,
the
and
document.
then choose for my document. Got
You
it.
can just select any of the documents.
Okay, let me just.
And then just add, select the button add. And now if you go down, you will have the attachment here. You can click show to see the document, and it's the title, protocol application, first submission, and it's added here. If you want to change this document, you can just go replace and then browse again.
Wow.
So,
Or I could just delete it.
oh yeah, you can delete that request.
I need to call that guy.
And then yes, delete.
And then it goes away.
It goes away.
Okay, hope.
Okay.
Ready, go.
Okay, so that will be the way to attach the protocols. And if there's something you would like to notify, you can just write on the notes section. Let's say you can write that you have selected your faculty supervisor to be XX person, but on your study you would like to include so and so and so and so as your co-investigators or as a part of that board. And that information is really useful for us because sometimes part of the committee members of the board, there might be some faculties that, although they're not the faculty supervisor, they might be on their committee. So it will not be, fair for them to review the protocol, or they would like to have advice from other reviewers. So if they write the names here, then we will know, oh, I better not send the review to this person.
Oh, something like this. Add as a reviewer, and then I would
Or
put
any, just,
Mr. Teacher, man.
and then add.
So who would see these notes?
I will see them. Anybody, the faculty can see it. Anybody can see it. The IRB administrator can see it.
Got it.
The coordinator, the faculty reviewers, everybody will be able to see those
Okay,
notes.
that's clear.
So if it's something that you feel, okay, the suggestions, although on the cover letter, because before we didn't have the cover letter, but if it's only one notation and then you just write, I would like not to submit, or whatever notation you would like to make, extra notations, it will be a good place to
Perfect.
Then you just go up the screen.
Let me delete this. Oh. Yep.
Yes. So now you're going to go to the submission and approval section. And the submission type it will be selected is you selected the exempt. It's gonna be an application for approval.
Right, you're sending it now
Yeah.
so somebody can look at it
Yes,
to see if it's going to be approved. Got
to
it.
submit it.
Got
Okay.
it.
And this is the first time you're submitting. That's why it's an application for approval. But if it's a renewal, an amendment that you're processing, you will have other selections here on the
Okay.
submission type.
All right.
And on the submission review type, it was an exempt. Then you will have to select from here what category it belongs to. You know, from 1 to 6. But if it was an amendment or a renewal, you will use the last box. But in this case, you're usually the exempt are mainly for surveys, interviews. Oh, I'm sorry, secondary use of pre-existing data. And then in these buttons, you can, if you feel you can delete the protocol once it's processed. That you feel because sometimes you might want to change the title, or you just don't want to work on it, or you want to withdraw it. You will have the selection to delete it. Or there's also, if you go into the print section, you can print everything that it has been recorded on your system, the protocol, the cover letter, whatever. You can just go here, you can just click on any shows.
And it basically shows you, okay, all right.
So you can select all the boxes, and then you have the print selection which will create a PDF, and you can print all those. And then if you go into the summary and history, here on this section, it will say the details. You started creating a protocol, when, at what time. So all the details. So if you have like a cover letter, if you get a revision letter, all the announcements, if you withdraw the protocol, if you recall the protocol, everything, all the history that you have processed through that document, it will show up here.
So anything you've done to this document will be listed here. So what is this? Send a notification.
And also the approval letter will also be available here. And send notification, you can either send a notification to the IRB through here. If you click there, it will be like an email that will be sent to us. Or you can select there who you want to send a notification.
What is it sending?
Anything any message, any message that you would like to say. It's like an email.
Okay.
Okay. It'll be like an email. And then if you go to route log, if you go down, this is you have taken this action, and once this action is completed, the pending action is that you have to submit. So it's not being processed, right? And then if you go into future actions request, it will take a little bit. Once it's pending approved, so it's pending for you to submit it. Once it's submitted, it will come to me, which is Hiroko Ida, which is I'm the faculty supervisor. And once I receive it, I will approve it, and then at a future action request, this will go away, and then it'll be a reviewer. So it will go to us. It will come directly to us.
Wow.
And then if you go up the screen, once you process it all the way up, once you process it here, the submission status will be, right now it's pending in progress. So you're working on it. But once you submit it, you will say, submit it to the IRB, or submit it, it'll be submission process, and which will go to the faculty. And once the faculty approves it, it will come to us. So it will say, protocol submitted.
Wow.
Yeah, so it'll give you all the instructions. So you can just go ahead down and then submit.
So it should say submitted, right?
Yes,
Next
it will
time
show
I go
up.
by.
Just a moment. It says return action document is being processed, and they will return to that document when the process is complete.
So that was Rebecca's name on there.
My name as well.
Didn't Rebecca work for Gene?
No, she was half IRB.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought she was worked for Gene.
So now it says document was successfully submitted,
and now right up there too.
Submitted to IRB, and now the submission status is pending because the faculty has not approved it.
Right.
Or because it's still in the process of the IRB reviewer to accept it.
Okay.
So you're done with this, and then you can just close.
Boom.
Yes. And once you submit it, okay, just to go to the records. So once it's been submitted, it will take you to the action list, and there's no action right now because you have already submitted. But if you want to look where the document is, or if you say, oh, I forgot to do this so and so, I want to recall the document, you can do that, which you can go into the main menu, go to IRB, and then go to all my protocols, all the way down, all my protocols. Is it moving?
Yeah, it takes a while.
Okay.
Here, my list stuff.
Yes. So now we selected main menu and then go down IRB and then go to all my protocols, and this protocol lookup screen came up. So if you go all the way down, you can, oh, I'm sorry. You can, if there's some protocols that you want to look up, just go a little bit higher. You can type the protocol number, or you can just write the investigator name. But in this case, because you have all your protocols, if you go scroll down, the protocol that you submitted to IRB, it will show up here. So you will go into edit. So if you created a lot of protocols, all your protocols will list up there. Okay. So then if you go up, you are in the document again. So let's say you want to make any changes. You can go again to the protocols and nodes. And then you can go into the protocol attachments. And then you said, oh, I need to attach something. But in this case, you know, it's not available because if you
It's
go
already
to
been
submit,
submitted, yeah.
if you go to submission approval, that's one of the reasons why you won't be able to make any changes.
Right.
And then if you go into the route log, if you go down, you can see you submitted. You have taken this action, which has been completed. It was saved first, and it was completed. Now the pending action is for me, that you include me as a faculty supervisor to approve it. And then once I approve it, then the future action, if you click there, once I approve it as a faculty supervisor, it will go to the Alliant IRB. Okay, so that's the whole process. So right now you can see that it's pending with your faculty supervisor to approve.
Got it. This is a great system. It tells you everything that you need to know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly the status of your IRB.
I hope so.
Okay, so I think I got it. So
now you can close here.
Oh wait,
Okay.
Close.
Close. And next to the close button, there was a recall button. You can recall the document and start working on it. You want to try to just, so go into main menu again, go IRB, and then all my protocols. Oops, sorry. All right. Okay. All my protocols. And then go scroll all the way down once the screen shows up.
Come on, you. Come on, you. Come on, you.
It only records this section, huh? That's why you're making it small. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know.
No. This is for me, period.
Oh, yeah.
So what I'm going to try to do is when I get some time, I'm going to try to make it a real short, sweet video with, you know, this is highlighted, and then this is where you go here, and this is what you do there. And man, it's taking forever.
Yes.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, so if you go all the way down,
there it is,
and then go into edit again, and then you recall the document, and then it'll ask you why, upload new document or something, and then yes. Then you will have it here. And when it shows COM, that means there's something you have to do on it, on the document. And if you're working on the document and you save it, but you want to come back again before you submit it.
So the document here, is that
the protocol record, I should say.
Okay, so yeah, that's everything we just did here.
Yeah,
It's not a Microsoft Word document or something like that.
Yeah, it's the whole system.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's your
one
account.
package.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Got
So
it.
now if you go into the ID number, you know how before we couldn't make any changes or attachments? Now everything is open. You can change anything again. So it's like a brand new document
Got
again.
it. Okay.
So if you go into the protocols and notes, before we couldn't upload anything, right? But now, if you go to protocol attachments, you can attach again something.
Right, reattach, make any kind of changes you want.
Anything.
Very
so
cool.
it's as though, and then if you go up the screen, it says recalled in routing, document status. You see, it says here recalled in routing.
Oh, recalled in routing. Yeah, right.
So you recalled it.
Yeah.
So if you go into the submission and approval again section,
tell us that it got rerouted, right?
Yes. If you go to the route log,
Route
or
log.
even if you can go to the history or
History.
history, and then show the history.
Oh, hold on. Ah! Just a history? No. What did I just do?
Okay. Just, if you go click on history show,
History show.
you can say here.
Recall
it was
and
created,
routing. Oh my
and then if
God.
you go to the route log, go down, you can see that it was completed, but it was recalled, and an information came to me on my email as a faculty supervisor that you have recalled the document.
Yeah.
So they will not be able to work on it.
Right.
So it's it will be an email.
This is quite a robust database.
Oh, thank you very much.
Future action.
Future actions will be, you will have to submit it, then I'll have to approve it, and then the IRB will process it.
Got it.
So it's the whole walk through, and then you can just close the document at the bottom.
Got
A little bit higher.
Got it. Hold on. Come on, you. This is where it gets weird. See, if it gets down, then I have to move the...
The screen.
All right, just say close at the
Yeah,
bottom.
close at the bottom. Every time, save and close, save and close.
Save and close.
Yes.
Save this document.
Before closing,
Okay.
yes.
So document is the entire IRB application.
One protocol. Yeah, one protocol. Because there can be few protocols. So if you create a lot of protocols, you will have more protocols
So
here on the
let's
list.
say I had 3 different surveys. There would be a different protocol for each survey?
Yes,
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, depending on how the protocol works, yeah.
I think I got it.
Unless if it's a survey for the same people on the same protocol.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay. So maybe the first protocol will be for elementary school students. The second one will be for high school students. So the title will change. This is like a new dissertation.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one dissertation. This is another dissertation. So as many dissertations you have, it will create more and more
Yeah.
records.
I mean, who would write more than one dissertation?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them? All right.
So, and then if you go all the way up, where it says R. Garner on the corner, you can just click down and then log out.
Boom. Boom. All right.
And all those things are, if you go to the My Alliant IRP institution, yeah, if you go into the Student and Principal Investigator User Guide, all the way top.
Ooh.
This one, it will start from the login, how to create a protocol, how to revise a return protocol.
Oh my gosh! So you got.
So it's the login, the website, how to create a new protocol. So then you will go main menu, IRB, remember the plus sign. And then on the overview, you will start with your last name,
So this is everything we just did.
Yeah.
Oh my God! This is great.
So this is the explanation of everything, how you have to go into the magnifying glass. And then on the study personnel, you'll be the study personnel. And if you want to add somebody else, you have to go into the magnifying glass again. Just go up. And then you will select the co-investigator for your faculty supervisor. You just add the person.
Wow.
And then on the protocols in notes, you will start with the protocol attachments. And then you can select the document type, the description, browse, and add the document. And then click add. And then on the submission process, you will go into the submission and approval. Select the submission type. It was approval. And then on the submission review type was the exempt. And then submit. And if sometimes there might be a glitch on somewhere because of the links of the names or, additional things that they might have happened on the record, then it will ask you, oh, there's a error found, please go. And then it will show, there's a button that it says show. And then it will, when you click fix, it will tell you, you have to go to this section and fix this.
It'll tell you exactly where
Yeah.
the error is.
Yeah, it might be because you forgot to attach something or because there was something missing. So it will tell you.
Amazing.
And then once it's submitted, it will say, congratulations, the document was submitted. And then once it goes to the faculty will get a email, and then you can just click on the number, like we did on the COM that we
Yeah.
had. And then the faculty, there's another guide for the faculty. The faculty will have to approve or disapprove.
Right.
And if the faculty disapproves it, your protocol will be returned, which you will have to go to the COM. It will be on your record. They will send you an email. And
Right.
then you
If this
can,
needs fixing.
yeah.
Right.
And then you can click on the link, and then it will explain to you, what are the things that you have to do, and then if you have to replace the document, you will just replace it.
Yeah.
And then submit again. You will do the same thing. And then if there's an amendment to the already approved protocol, it has to be an amendment to the approved protocol.
Right.
Or a renewal after a year, you'll just go into amend and renew, and then go down. And then go, if you want to create only an amendment, it'll be a create an amendment. But if you want to create an amendment and a renewal, you'll select the second one. And then if you want to create only a renewal, because you want to continue with the study, but you don't want to make any changes, you select the third one, and then it'll tell you what is the summary. I would like to make changes on certain things. The only problem is that you have to click all those boxes, click, and then create. And then once you create it, it will take you back to the whole thing, the protocol application, upload the notes and everything.
Right, the entire account.
And then everything will be approved. And then the other actions that it's noted here, green button will be an acknowledged, and APP will be approved. The COM will be to complete the protocol. And then if you just keep going down, then you can go, like we were looking for all our protocols.
Yeah.
You will go main IRB, then all my protocols, going down. Then you can either click on the magnifying glass, or if not, you can just type the name, or if not, it will show on the screen at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then permission tab is more like giving authorization for somebody to read only, which is not common so much, but just for information.
Yeah.
Somebody might want to do that. And then once it's approved, you can just, if you don't remember how to find your approval letter through the link that it was provided to you, you will always can go to the submission approval, go into the history, and then once you go to the history, there's going to be something that is just correspondence, which will be your approval letter.
Right.
You just click on view, and it'll be available. And then the review comments that the reviewer gives you will be also the same. You can just go into the review comments.
Right.
And
Summary
history,
right?
Yes.
Very cool.
And that's it.
That's it.
So that's mainly how the equality system works. I mean, Streamline. It used to be called Equality. Now it's called Streamline.
Piece of pie. All right, I got it. All right. We'll sign
Stop.
up. Signing. All right, ready, go.
Okay, so if you go into the IRB website, let's say, if you look at the sample expedited protocol.
Well, that's good, right? It's a sample. Okay, we'll just open that sucker up.
And this is exactly the same way the protocol is. So in this case, the student will have to write their name, the ID number, the title of the protocol, select if it's an expedited or full board, which you can get reference from, at a glance guide that we provide to see what type of protocol is your level.
At a glance, where's that?
If you go to the IRB site, and then here, there's a at a glance guide for students on top on the streamer guideline
that will tell them whether it's
Yes,
expedited or full board. Okay.
If you click there, it will tell you just at a glance, does this need a protocol approval? No. If it's a non-research, then it will explain to you this does not need a protocol application. If it's an exempt review, it has to be less than minimal risk, consistent with commonplace everyday life, and it explains you what kind.
Yeah.
And then also, if you go further down, it can be an expedited review, or if it's if it deals with greater than minimal risk and doesn't qualify for exempt, you will have to submit it as a full board.
Okay, right. Anything with minors.
Minors and everything, which is with the vulnerable population.
Yeah.
And then this is just a brief on how you submit your protocol. It was just
what
like
we went through.
through the whole thing.
Cool.
So now the application, the Word document application.
It's right here.
Yes. So you will have to click on the review type. Then you will write the study overview. And then this is, who are the participants. Then you will write the participants, the age range, the rationale, the inclusion criteria in the participant research, and then exclusion criteria. If it's going to focus on vulnerable population, you will select yes or no. And if it's yes, you will have to select which population you're going to work with.
Yeah.
If it's a no, if it's a yes, then you will have to give a rationale But if not, it's a no. And then this is going to be how the research is going to be, if it's equitable on the research, the selection of the population, the procedures will be, if you're going to be tape recording, if there's going to be a consent form, if it's going to be the research is going to take place in the U.S., in a foreign country, if it's going to be presented in different languages. So it's the procedure, how you're going to work on all the way down. So you'll be explaining everything, how long would it take the research for the participants, everything until this, if it's going to be conducted in the United States, the risk and the benefits. You just keep going down, 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 down. And if it's a full board, you will have to complete sections 4C1 and 4C2, explaining how the potential benefits will be, and then if there's going to be a consent form, how the consent procedure will take place, and then just going down. And this is for the language, and then confidentiality, how would it be maintained, and being anonymous, if it's auto tape recorded, how would it be secured and everything.
Right, like deleting the recording.
Yes,
yeah.
And then this is a submission checklist that we provide. So in this case, make sure you do these points, and then if you go down, there's a consent form checklist, which will say, on the consent form, when they're creating the consent form, which is the most complicated one, it says, state the study, first you go, who does the study involve to? How would you identify the people? Where can they contact? So it's like a methodology. Just if it's applicable to you, you will just include those step by step to create the consent form, and then make sure you have the IRB information, how to contact us and everything.
Right.
And then if it's a medical experiment, you will have to include a bill of rights. If not, you don't need to, so it's not applicable in this case. So there's a checkpoint that you can, to be able to create the consent form, you can just make sure that you have completed all those steps.
Wow.
And then you just keep going down.
Sure, make it easy for them.
Yeah. And then, what are the determination? Remember the at a glance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is more explaining, if this is an expedite, it should be an expedite or a full board.
Good, yeah, same criteria.
Then you will attach all the attachments, this is a sample. So this was an email announcement, how the student, if they're going to be doing a research by online. So this is something that it was created by the student. You go down, and then all documents will have to contain approved by Alliant International University Review Board, Institution Review Board, and then this will be the sample of the consent form. So if you check on the list, the list of the consent form checklist, what is this the study is for, how is this designed, it will be just step by step on all the information if you go down.
Right, what they can expect. Right?
Yeah, how will they, how long it would take and everything. And then it'll be the IRB information is here for general questions about the rights of the research, so please contact here. And then signatures and acknowledgements, this is the way they're going to do it, maybe because it's online.
Yeah.
So then just keep going down. And then the questionnaires that they have created.
Yeah.
And then just keep going down. And if they want to make flyers, this is the VNet styles 2-3-4 that they created as a sample.
I think I recognize some of these vignettes.
Oh, really?
Worked with a lot of the forensic students.
Oh,
and they just love these vignette things.
Okay.
So this is what the subjects will might get one of these. Okay,
Yeah.
so got
so
those.
you just keep going down, and I think that was it. Oh, there's another one, an Appendix E.
Right, different one, yeah.
And then if they have flyers, they will have to attach it here.
Okay, so
And
everything goes there.
Yeah. And this is the protocol that you will upload in Streamline.
Got it.
Okay.